Today we're talking all about jump cuts and how to make them better. We're going to actually demonstrate. It's really simple to do, but there's some things you want to make sure that you avoid. So let's dive right in.
So Nate, what is a jump cut exactly?
All right, so you've got to length the video. You're doing great, and then maybe you forget what to say. So there's a pause, and then you remember and you start talking again. We want to edit out that pause while we're thinking. So you clip and you paste it together in the editing software. It's really simple. And there's a little jump, right? Because our bodies like move to the exact position, we call it a jump cut.
Yeah. And is that like an acceptable thing to do on YouTube?
It actually is. Like in Hollywood or whatnot, you'd never want to have a jump cut, but in YouTube, it's very acceptable. And in fact, people get so used to it, they actually start to appreciate it. I know that I do. If I'm watching a tutorial and I notice that there's jump cuts, I know that they took something that was longer and abridged it, right? They made it shorter to tighten it up to save me time, and I really appreciate that. So jump cuts are definitely acceptable, and I would say encouraged. I would encourage you to do jump cuts. If you've been paying attention, we've actually done several jump cuts, and I'm curious to see if you can count how many there are. So go ahead and comment below how many jump cuts we've done up until this point.
Or maybe you didn't notice any. Comment if you didn't notice any at all.
Now you can make mistakes when creating jump cuts, and some of it's just a matter of opinion. I have preferences. I don't like the audio to jump as well. So one trick that I like to do is I like to close my eyes, and if you do a jump cut but you can't hear that there's a transition, it just sounds like the conversation was going, then that's good. If you close your eyes and you can still pinpoint exactly where that cut happened, you've got to adjust the audio. Should we demonstrate that?
Sure.
Okay, so there was a pause between saying sure. So I'm going to have my editing team edit that out, but do it in a way where there's a jump in audio. So let's hear that first. Should we demonstrate that?
Sure.
Okay, so now we're going to have my editing team edit out that pause, but do it in a way that there's no jump in audio. Should we demonstrate that?
Sure.
Don't we look amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't look hesitant at all.
So Nate, we've talked about it being acceptable, but why are jump cuts so important?
Well, it's about saving time, really, and it's keeping attention, keeping things moving along. We watch shows where we have a change of scenery every 2 or 3 or 4 seconds, or even just the change of the camera angle. And so when we're watching YouTube, especially talking heads, like we've really got to tighten it up.
So the more jump cuts, the better. Is that what you're saying?
You can have too much.
Okay.
I mean, if it's every other word, something like that.
Right, yeah.
It could be annoying. People who aren't familiar with YouTube will probably notice the jump cut. So if you show one of your videos to your mom or something who doesn't spend a lot of time on YouTube, she's going to point out your jump cuts and say that it's choppy. But if you show your videos to somebody who spends a lot of time on YouTube, you don't want them to notice. So you don't want to have too many jump cuts to where they do notice, but if there's a pause, right, and you want to edit out the pause to quicken things up, that's a great place for a jump cut. Or if there's a mistake, right, and you want to edit out that mistake, a jump cut is great there. And watch it yourself and see if you notice it, see if it irritates you. Some good practices when you're filming to help the editing go smoother is to start sentences from the beginning, or where there's a definite pause, because if you're going to start mid-sentence, it can be hard to get that exact. So if I mess up, I'll think, okay, how do I want to start that sentence again? And I'll start that sentence fresh so that my editors have an easier time with that.
So if I mess up and I can't...
So that my editors have an easier time with that.
So if I mess up and I can't remember what I was going to say, I just want to go back to the beginning of a sentence so that they know exactly where to come in, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. And you can leave his edit in, or his mistake in there, because that was intentional.
Yes. I don't make mistakes otherwise. Nate, you have crop edit in our notes. What does that mean exactly?
This is a cool tweak that if you learn how to do this in your video editor, and whatever editing software you're using, this is pretty straightforward. A crop edit is something that you can do to enhance a jump cut that will make it less noticeable. In fact, most of the time you'll never know that there's anything edited out, because it's like it changes the zoom. It's like we intentionally put a transition in there we don't know that something was edited. So all you have to do is kind of crop the shot, so now you're only showing part of the screen, and it actually gives the impression that you're using two different cameras, one with a wide angle and one that's more zoomed in.
Yeah, and I've actually never personally thought about it. I see those edits all the time where all of a sudden, you know, they're closer, but I've never thought of it as a different way to do a jump cut. I always think like, oh, well, they just decided to zoom in a little bit, but you're saying that like when you mess up, oh, let's just go ahead and zoom in, and then it doesn't feel that way, huh?
Yeah. So now I have another challenge for you. We've already done some crop edits in this video. Go ahead and comment below how many that we've done so far, and let's see if you get it right.
Nate, to do these types of edits, is it like, do you need Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere? Like, is it pretty standard among all editing softwares?
This is very standard. Whatever software you have, free on PC, free on Mac, like iMovie. A software that I'm not familiar with is DaVinci Resolve. So if I want to know how to do a jump cut or a crop edit in DaVinci Resolve, you just go to Google and type in how to do jump cut in DaVinci Resolve, and you'll find a tutorial on how to do it. So that'll help you out. Devin, did you know that website SEO is dead?
What? I did not know that, Nate.
It's totally dead. Like, SEO is important, but website SEO is dead. Go watch this video next.